This is The Scoop for Monday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. The Florida Department of Environmental Protection has issued draft permits for Mosaic Fertilizer to drill 2 exploratory wells in Polk County that could be a step toward injecting wastewater underground. The department will hold meetings on September 9th and 10th in Bartow to obtain public comments about the draft permits. That's according to notices published Friday in the Florida Administrative Register. Mosaic is the major player in the state's phosphate industry. Early last year, it applied for approval to drill exploratory wells at sites in Mulberry and Bartow. According to the Florida Administrative Register notices, the department issued draft permits last week for wells that would be 8,000 feet deep. Each notice said injection or disposal of wastewater is not authorized under this draft permit. The September 9th meeting will be about the Bartow site, while the September 10th meeting will be about the Mulberry site. Last year, tens of thousands in St. Petersburg could not flush their toilets for days after one of the city's most critical facilities was shut off because of Hurricane Milton. WMNF's Chris Young reports the city has installed a barrier around a low-lying wastewater facility to prevent that from happening in the future.
St. Petersburg's Public Works Administrator Claude Tankersley says the idea came about after the city shut down Lift Station 85 as Hurricane Milton approached last year.
But we realized that we needed to protect that particular lift station against a potential 15-foot surge. So we started looking around at options of how we could do that.
The city saw the success of the aquafence at Tampa General Hospital and decided to install it at Lift Station 85. The station serves critical facilities like hospitals, assisted living facilities, hurricane shelters, and the city's Emergency Operations Center. Now, Tankersley says aquafence reduces the chances that they would have to shut it down and keeps wastewater flowing for the area. But he warns,
there's always a chance, no matter what happens, there's always a chance that we might lose service.
He encourages residents to make sure they prepare a supply of drinking water for the storm season. Chris Young, WMNF News.
A high-stakes hearing is scheduled to start today, but Florida Power and Light and numerous parties have reached what they call a settlement in principle on a plan for base electric rates over the next 4 years. But other parties, including most notably the State Office of Public Counsel, which is designated by law to represent consumers, have not agreed to the potential settlement and want to move forward with today's planned hearing at the Florida Public Service Commission. The developments late Friday afternoon added uncertainty to a closely watched case that has involved FPL seeking rate increases that would lead to customers paying billions of dollars in the coming years. The utility asked the Regulatory Commission to suspend timeframes in the case to allow the settling parties to promptly memorialize the terms of the settlement. The need to find solutions to the lack of clean drinking water is growing more urgent. WMNF's Julia Ferraro reports on how generating water directly from the atmosphere could be one solution as climate change continues to pose a threat to people and the planet.
A technology called atmospheric water generation is a way to extract water from the air rather than from above or below ground. Samuel Amsterdam is the Global Communications Counsel to a company called Beyond Water.
It extracts moisture from the air. It uses a highly advanced purification and filtration system to repurpose that moisture into drinking water, potable drinking water. It is unlike anything that really the world has ever seen before, and it's applicable not just to governments in terms of addressing water scarcity, but also for the household. It's got tremendous versatility.
The Beyond Water website says that it only costs pennies per liter, which it says is less than processes like desalination. In addition, any kind of water production costs energy, but Beyond Water says its process can be carbon negative. Amsterdam says generating water from the atmosphere is versatile and can be more sustainable than traditional sources.
It takes plastic out of the equation. It allows for recyclability. It allows for replicability. So I think in terms of energy saving, you're talking about the manufacturing plants, which is just disastrous for bottled water. You're talking about, ocean conservation, addressing ecological degradation. It's really a force multiplier.
Amsterdam says Florida is the ideal place to spearhead atmospheric water generation because the private sector could be open to the idea and there's enough land for a facility. He says generating water from the atmosphere could supply reliable water in places with infrastructure disruptions during a disaster, such as a hospital or Red Cross center. For WMNF News, I'm Julia Ferrara.
Scattered thunderstorms today, highs in the high 80s. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight lows in the high 70s. And tomorrow, mostly sunny in the morning, isolated thunderstorms later, highs in the high 80s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.